Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Frieren, episode 17, in which Zain will have to make a choice. Oh, yeah, that's a good description. That's a good hook. Right, this episode will probably be out a little later than intended. Had to take my cat to the vet, bit of an emergency, so I couldn't record neither Frieren nor Sasaki to Pichan, but I just got done recorded Sasaki to Pichan, and now we are going with Frieren. My cat is fine. She got her medicine and stuff. It's nothing serious. She's sleeping right now on the table in the room, so yeah, don't be worried about that. But yeah, here we are with Frieren. What happened in the previous episode? We didn't have an episode last week, did we? So it's kind of fuzzy in my head. First half was the dwarf Vol, right? Yeah, we met Old Man Vol, one of Frieren's oldest friends, living longer than any dwarf should. They reminisced a little bit about the past. They talked a little bit about memory, right? Being remembered, being forgotten, remembering your purpose in life, your goal, stuff like that. Stark got some training from him, so that's also gonna be very useful in the future, presumably. and yeah. And oh right, there was that bit with Frieren deciding not to tell Vol that the Demon Lord has been defeated, because he's been staying in the village for all these years to protect it from the Demon Lord for the sake of his wife. But now he no longer remembers his wife, he no longer remembers his purpose really, he doesn't know that the war has ended, and Frieren doesn't want to take away his purpose from him. Yeah, that much I remember. And the second half was what's his face? Zain looking for his friend, Gorilla Warrior. Yeah, Gorilla Warrior. He made this name for himself to be easily recognizable, because him and Zain saw a statue. Heiter showed it to them, and nobody knows the name of those characters, but everybody would remember the name Gorilla Warrior because it's just so ridiculous. And because Zain looked a little bit like the other person on the statue, he got the nickname Goatee Priest even before getting his goatee. Yeah. So they were looking for the whereabouts of the Gorilla Warrior. They met a granny. The granny gave them some jobs that they had to do before she agrees to tell them anything. Lastly, they cleared the statue, similar to the one that Gorilla Warrior and Zain saw as children. And they heard from Granny where Zain's friend went. Problem is, our goal, the magic city of magic, is thereabouts, and Gorilla Warrior went thereabouts. What do we do? That's a very good question. Do we go to the magic city, get Frieren certification, and then bolt it after Gorilla Warrior together? Do we go after the Gorilla Warrior first together, then worry about the certification? We go back south? Do we split up so early on? What are we gonna do? We don't know. Zain asks this very question, what am I gonna do? And the episode ends. Ooh. So, now, I guess we're gonna see what Zain decides to do. Is he going with us? Is he going without us? Are we splitting up and saying that, listen, in a month we're gonna meet in a city this and this. Whoever goes there first, they wait until the month is over. If the other party doesn't arrive, they can go or whatever. Or what do we do? I don't know. I have no clue. We'll see, I guess, all about it in this episode. To watch it, of course, you will need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching Frieren episode 17 in 3, 2, 1, go. Sure is. Yep. And we're going for oysters. Question is, did your priorities, did your goals maybe change along the way? You probably should, actually. Traveling at night, not the best idea. New opening? What? Episode 17 feels fairly random for a new opening, doesn't it? Okay. Okay. Shangri-La Frontier, I heard, also got a new opening. I guess it's a new opening because it's entering like a new season, right? Oh, new characters that we haven't met yet. Question, how much thine is there in the opening? Because that's gonna tell us a lot. Some magic girls. A dwarf with glasses. Okay, some fighting. I don't see any demons, curiously. Who are you? You don't have horns, so you're not a demon. Or maybe? Do demons need to have horns? Ah, look, their staffs are laying in bed together, and the ribbons are tied. How cute. Stark's symbols are nowhere to be seen. You'd expect at least his axe somewhere perched on a wall or something, but no. Do you have hand-warming magic? She has bad circulation. Approach the fire. Oh. Are you really telling me you're not gonna stick around? What a coincidence. It's snowing in here as well. Knock on wood. Exactly. Exactly. So, are we gonna stick around for a month more? We're gonna stick around. Okay. At least not in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, so... Yeah. You're in a much better situation than when you were stuck with Kraft. Exactly. Of course. Maybe he has some grimoires I haven't seen yet. Oh. Legendary, legendary, or legendary for you? Yeah. Damn! Holy shit, those are S tier. But in spell form. Birch sap, by the way, if you were wondering. No clue how they got birch sap in the middle of winter in Lithuania, but apparently they did. You collect birch sap early spring, just, for context. Ah, the weight of knowledge. Did you make a decision yet? Yeah, kinda. What's that you're eating? A quiche? Or something? Oh? Have they been sneaking out at night? You're the least... Also, yeah, but also you're the least socially awkward of the whole bunch. Okay, so they are fighting. Of course. Okay, you know what it is, actually? Surprisingly? She told you? Pouting Fern is cute, not gonna lie. Yes? Ah. I mean, he kinda is. They both are, honestly. Yeah, fair. Also fair. Yes, you are. I'm glad you realize it, actually. Ah, the same fear that Senshi, Eisen felt, right? The reason why Eisen punched Stark. Yeah, oh shit. His power is like legitimately leaking from him. Okay. Okay. Alright. I can dig it, actually. I can dig it. I mean, comparing to Frieren, you are, yeah. What are you, 30? Pff, blink of an eye. You're useful. Hmm? Mm-hmm. Right. Probably, yeah. That's fair. He pulled you out on an adventure, so of course he would also grab Zine. So, are you splitting up and going after Gorira? Or are you going with us to Oysterst and continue having fun? Are you going to be living in the past or in the present? Right? That's the crossroads here. Which way, Western man? Okay, this way. Sure, that's a fair decision. Very simple goodbye. Hmm. Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't just fall off the cliff right here. Jesus, that would be something if he just fell off the cliff right here to his death. Holy shit. Thankfully, not the case, but I was afraid there for a moment, not gonna lie. Fish, mushrooms, that's a nice meal. Another curse. Hopefully not. A soup. Okay. Okay, so Stark just wakes up early? Or is there legit something wrong? Okay, she has a Japanese cold. Well, shit. You're gonna be traveling alone with Frieren from now on because curing Japanese cold in modern world is already tough enough. Curing Japanese cold in medieval times, that's a fucking death sentence. Do you have some medicine or something? Oh, here's the horn, some books, of course. The, like, close dissolving potion. That's gonna be useful. I thought you might have a spell that cures cold. Yeah? Yeah. Who says she doesn't? Okay. So hopefully it's not a complex one. Okay. Normal cold, not Japanese cold. That bodes well. What's good for cold? Birch bark or willow bark? Can never remember which one. Either birch bark or willow bark. Either of them contains a substance that's analogous to aspirin. The more you know. Actually, when I was young and we didn't even have money for medicine, that's how I cured my cold, or was it flu? Something like that. With told my mom to scrape off some, again, birch or willow bark, can't remember which one, and make some tea, and it actually helped. But of course, in this world, they have icicle cherry blossoms. They don't need to drink bark tea. Good thing there was some sort of a settlement around here. Oh? She had cold before when you were around? I'm not a kid anymore. Babaka. Yes, of course. She's at that age when she doesn't want to be treated as a child anymore. (16 or 18? Those are the two common ages. I mean, in your mind, everybody, besides maybe Vol, is a child. And also, you kind of do treat her as your daughter, don't you? Right? You've been traveling together for so long, living with her as a child back when you were trying to translate the resurrection tome at Hyder's place, right? Don't get eaten by a mimic. And also, don't get cold yourself. Hopefully they grow in the middle of winter. Though with a name I like Icicle Blossom, I would expect it to be very, used to the cold. Take a photo. Don't you have photo magic? She already told you. Yeah. Surprising that you don't have any pain relief spell in your spell book. Yeah. And what you can. They very much do. Oh, shit, Himmel did the same to me. Now she's realizing. Okay, so she can catch a cold. Good to know. Yeah, everybody does. It's just as we grow older, we get fewer and fewer people who are willing to give it to us. Yes, you are. Yeah? You're actually smart, Stark. He's like the, archetype of a muscle head, but he's smart. He has a lot of emotional intelligence, if nothing else, right? Those are some big shrooms. Yeah, all she's missing is a hat. Every witch needs a hat. There's the statue of a goddess. I like this little detail. Not only children need support. No? Not gonna say the line? Not gonna say the line. Okay, sure, that's also fine. Yeah. It's a really good thing that you managed to find this place. Sure is. I wonder if perhaps the finale of this show will be like taking magical aptitude tests at Oiserst. And this is the first ending, except with different visuals. Interesting. Who is that? That's Frieren. We are very much continuing with the Madoka Magica visuals. It's a different rendition of the ending. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah? Claymation? Okay. I really like this version. Frieren and Fern. It's just only Frieren and Fern. Interesting. Okay, so they're gonna make it to Oysterst in the next episode. Huh. Alright. Sure. Let's watch it again. Shall we? Yes, we shall. Of course we shall. There can be no other answer. Yeah. He's going to Tur. and we are going to Oyserst from Rohr, if I'm not mistaken. I really would like it if they set up some sort of communication, right? Like, for example, after going to Oyserst, Frieren and the bunch go to Tur, and they set it up so that in Tur, Zine leaves a message with someone, leaves a message to Frieren that, hey, I didn't find my friend here. Now I'm headed over to there, so that Frieren and the bunch can follow should they choose. And if he does find his friend, they wait for a while at some place, or he leaves a message that, hey, now we're going to adventure in that direction, so you can follow us if you want. Right? Some way to meet. They don't have phones, they don't have addresses. There are a bunch of murder hobos without the murder part. So it would really be nice if they had some way to communicate. I know, I just kind of feel like it's not a missed opportunity, but missed something that could have been done, I guess. Nothing major, though, don't get me wrong, but still. I came on this journey to chase after Gorira. Yeah, and I was actually thinking whether this journey made him perhaps realize that, hey, adventuring in its own right is fun. I don't really need to go after my friend. He's having his fun. I'm gonna have my fun with my current party. But no, it seems like he came to a different conclusion, right? I want to do the thing that I want to do. I decided to go after him, so by God, I'm gonna go after him. Both are good. And here we see the opening. The new opening. Anything we can glean from it. Nice song. I like this opening more than the first one, I think. The visuals are perhaps a little bit more lackluster, but the music is better, I think, more fitting. Yeah, here's Zine. That's why I really thought that he's going to continue being with us. Again, Zine with them. Those are new people. I'm assuming those girls will also be taking the certification. They're both mages, we know that. Here's Frieren with... what's her face? Not Aura. With her mentor, Flamme. Yeah, with Flamme. That is Himmelheiter and Eisen leaving. You can tell because of Eisen's helmet. Himmel still remains in the world as statues. More Flamme. Various people. A grand wizard of some sort with a big staff, with a big stone. This is Aura. Demon twins? Kinda looks that way. Because demons have different ears from elves, I think. Yeah, those are... We will meet them at Oyserst. 100% fellow students of some sort. Teacher at the Magic Academy, probably. Some sort of a ninja-looking girl. Someone. That's the face of an antagonist. Human ears, though, so probably not a demon. This guy looks like a researcher, perhaps also an antagonist of some sort. Magic duel. So, from the opening alone, it really seems like we're gonna be entering a magic school arc. It's not just going to be an episode or two of getting the certification, it's going to be a whole ass arc of being at the magical school and getting certification, learning, etc., etc. There's going to be some, I don't know, grand conspiracy at the school or whatever, and we're going to be stuck there for a while. That's the vibe I'm getting. More random people we haven't seen before. They don't look like demons, so probably not. I would assume some sort of what should I call it? Fuck, I'm missing the word again. Rich people, I'm just gonna say. This is Aura? Are we gonna get Aura's backstory? Yeah, even the hair are kind of similar to Aura's. Or is it another demon? Probably another demon, because the hair color is different, right? Or it's genuinely Aura like 200 years ago. Protecting some sort of a gate together with Fern, with someone standing opposed, someone wearing a robe, perhaps a fellow student at the academy, perhaps the one who is testing the participants in the test. Perhaps it has nothing to do with the school arc, and it's just going to be the next arc. We don't know. Himmel, Eisen, and Heider. I think it's the first time we see Eisen take a pose of some sort. Usually it's just a cloak with beard and helmet. Now he's actually like, you know, posing to the camera. Fern. And here's Stark, finally. Hey, Stark is also a member of this party, in case you've forgotten. Oh, they aren't tied. I thought one of those gems is a knot. But no, they are just laying together in bed, one holding another's hand, you could say. Except in this case, it would be Fern holding Frieren's hand, so maybe holding it back or something. I don't know. Just like Frieren held Fern's hand and Fern would hold Frieren's should Frieren fall ill or something. I don't know. I really find it interesting, though, that there isn't Stark's axe anywhere here. Not even propped up on the wall anywhere in the background. Nowhere. He just doesn't fucking exist. Yeah, reading spells, doing stuff, cooking, cold hands, snowing. And yeah, we are stuck again. Thankfully, now we are stuck in some sort of a village, so life is going to be a little bit easier. That's good. Shops like those tend to have legendary level spells, and I got my answer as to what she considers a legendary spell. It's not about the power, it's not about rarity even. I mean, I guess it's more about rarity, right? Like, a spell to cast a fireball, it's like, whatever. Any mage can cast a fireball. It's just, I don't care, I don't give a fuck. Getting rid of mold, though. Ha ha ha. There's only one village that has this spell in the whole entire world now. That's a find. I really like her approach to finding spells and to categorizing them into, like, which are the good spells and which are the bad ones. And yeah, I mean, they are world-changing, aren't they? The only thing we can do is wait. And wait, we are together but separate. Stark is training, Fern is reading, Frieren is looking for new spells, Zain is drinking, they're not spending pretty much any time together. Yeah, didn't we spend most of our time apart? Shit, really though? Actually? Stark and Fern are fighting. Why do you need my help? Because you are the only one who isn't autistic in our merry bunch. That's why. And of course, yes, it's Mr. Stark's fault. Yes, it's my fault, as always. Yeah, I paid her back in kind. She got upset. And she didn't get upset because of the prank. She got upset because she got scared. I really, really like this tidbit. How Eisen instinctively punched Stark because he was afraid, because Stark was so powerful. Fern is angry with Stark because, not because of his touch, but because she got scared. She's afraid. Because the raw power is just leaking out of him. I love it. I love it. I really like that this is one of Stark's characteristics. He's not merely strong. He touches you and you're afraid for your life, kind of strong. I love it. I actually genuinely love it. Girls don't like it when you put your hands on their face. Yeah, but again, it's not about that. And sure, apologize. I also really like that Fern knows that she's being unreasonable. She knows she's being stubborn. She doesn't like fully believe in her, in her being angry at Stark. She's just afraid. Right? I don't mind that he touched me. I don't mind the prank. I mind that his strength was leaking so much, I was afraid for my life. Right? If he could twist my head off my neck. If he could, right now, he could just choke me to death. I trust him, but it's still scary. Right? It's still scary. It's great. You can't just overcome your instincts. I love this approach. And yeah, you can make up. Just start dating already. Maybe they will. Who knows? Who knows? Although the opening seems to be shipping Frieren with Fern, so who's to say? Probably not, though. I mean, Frieren with Fern, probably not. Fern with Stark? Sure, why not? Maybe. Sometime in the future. They're still kids after all. What are we having? Meat, cherry tomatoes, potatoes, bread rolls, and a quiche, probably. Frieren, yeah. You are a kid. Why do you trouble yourself with me? I really like this little gesture. Right? She's like reading the book and just casually talking with him, right? Oh, we're just talking about whatever. Now he's asking a serious question. All right. The book goes away. Now we're talking. I really like it. It's akin to, I know, putting down your phone and when talking to someone, or the biggest sign of respect, taking out one of the earbuds to hear someone, right? Also, Jesus, those stand cards are huge. They have huge burgers, they have huge stand cards. They like the burger and they like the beer. It really is a dislike of my own kind. Yeah, in the way that she refused to go on an adventure and now she knows how much she gained from that adventure. She would hate for someone else to also waste away in the same way, right? For someone else to also have the ability to go on an adventure and the desire to go there, but just deciding not to. She wouldn't want that to happen to anybody. And yeah, giving you a reason. You would be just wasting away in that village being a random priest, and your brother not knowing why you decided to stay, you thinking about the would have beens if you were to go with your friend back in the day. Freedom gave you a push to do something, to follow your goals, follow your heart, right? They gave me the courage to travel, and now I gave it to you. I've seen a little bit of you in myself. I've seen a little bit of myself in you. Sorry. And yeah, haven't you had fun? That's enough. I'm going to become an unforgettable hero like Himmel. I'm talking about the present. I decided to trust her words. Garira talked about you a lot. The two of you would become heroes whose names will be remembered forever. I really thought that this little montage was supposed to show us that Sign now decided to become an adventurer, a hero for his own sake, on his own accord, not just for his friend's sake. And that's why he will be continuing the journeys with us. He's not going to be going after his friend. If they meet eventually, cool. He's still going to be asking around for him. Sure. But he's not going to be chained by his past. That was kind of the vibe that I got. But yeah, it could also be understood as, Frieren giving him the encouragement to do the things he wants to do. And not just being dragged around, not just being constrained by his beliefs, by his environment or whatever, but actually doing the thing he wants to do. Yeah, I won't live with regrets anymore. I was regretting not going after him. I can't decide to just not go after him anymore, because I would be regretting it for the rest of my life. So I need to beeline it to Tur. And beeline it he does. I was really afraid here. I know that it's not this kind of a show, Frieren, but I was really afraid that he's just gonna slip, fall to his death, and shit. That's where his story ends. He's not gonna find his friend, he's not gonna go for any adventures, he's just going to lie dead at the bottom of the ravine. I was genuinely afraid of that. But no, he just goes his own way. And the second half, for a moment there, I thought they are naked, because those blankets have a really like nude color to them. But no, those are blankets. That's a nice fish soup, fish and mushroom soup. And Frieren doesn't care. Any remedies? Book on medical herbs. I was expecting her to pull out a grimoire of some spells, and then I was about to ask, don't you remember them all by heart? But no, it's an herbery that she pulled out. Identifying illnesses was magic of the goddess. You can only cast it if you have a holy scripture. Well, you can just get a holy scripture. It's not a secret book of the holy maiden order or whatever. You can just get it. It's just a book. There are copies out there. All that matters is how attuned you are to it. Priests, of course, are more attuned to it. They have better, like, inherent, I guess, ability to use goddess magic. But even if you don't have that much ability, you might still have enough to be able to, classify a cold or a flu or whatever, right? It's cool. I like it. I like that the goddess magic isn't actually like exclusive to priests, but realistically anybody who can use magic can use some part of the goddess magic as well. Cool. Can't identify complex ones. Thankfully it's not complex. Let's hit someplace where we can get out of the cold. And apparently there is a place. Why did you not go there in the first place and instead opted for a cave though? That's a question, right? They couldn't have been walking for more than a couple of hours, so why did you not do that in the first place? There was a whole village when I stopped by before, and yeah, it was decades ago. But it just fell out. It was a village visited by the hero, but then people kind of started forgetting about the heroes and started forgetting why this village was so prestigious, and it just kind of fell off the map. Yeah, makes sense. The passage of time, right? It's a personal thing. Icicle cherry blossom tree. That's what we're looking for. And of course she would get embarrassed. In the blink of an eye she grew up. Yeah, for you it was certainly a blink of an eye. For her, it was her entire life, right? And also, apparently, in 2 years, she will be of age, whatever that means. Gathering herbs, nice vistas. And this is a really, really pretty tree. Blossoming in winter. And it's called an icicle tree for a reason, because on the tips, on the ends of those flowers, icicles are forming naturally because the water drips down and forms icicles. I think that's it. I don't think the icicles are the flowers. I might be mistaken though. No, I think those pink leaves or petals are the flowers, and the icicles are just icicles. I don't know. Maybe. Could be either way. Flowers are poisonous. And yeah, she looked like she needed some support, so I gave her support. Simple as that. People need emotional support, exactly. I really like this little moment of realization. Huh. So that's what Himmel did. Soon enough, give her until the end of the season, she'll figure out that, maybe he had a crush on me. No, couldn't have been it. She's denser than osmium, I swear. When you were a child, I mean, yeah, what's it matter? It's not just children who need emotional support. Absolutely, it's not just children. And again, Stark is very, like, emotionally intelligent and emotionally mature. He's not just a stupid musclehead that's the butt of every joke. He has his own character, he has his own wisdom. I like it. I like that he's not just a one-trick pony of Stark strong. But there is something in the old noggin. There is something there. Those are really big mushrooms. You're right. Witch's brew. Yep. And yeah, we're moving out to Oysterst. New ending. Oh, that's young Fern, isn't it? Yeah, that is young Fern. The ending really seems to be all about Frieren and Fern. I really like this claymation style. It's not claymation in the sense of a clay figurine that's, you know, bent around because clay is malleable. This is actually like solid, made of elements, made of chunks. This is figurine, pieces of the figurine made of clay, then fired with enamel and painted in all those different colors, right? This is a porcelain figurine. And porcelain stars, and a porcelain flower, and a porcelain butterfly. It's not your everyday casual claymation. And Fern spreading her wings and grabbing each other inside of a red ribbon. Himmel's flower and Frieren getting a lap pillow from Fern. Again, not a single trace of Stark. This year's test takers seem rather exceptional. You want to fight. The first class mage exam will now begin. Yeah, so we're gonna have a mage exam. There's gonna be some scuffle, people fighting. I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. I come from a better lineage. You kneel before me. Shit like that. You know, classic magical school, magical academy shenanigans. That's what I would expect from the next arc. There we go. There we go. Cool episode, as always. As always, a good episode. Although this one feels like exceptionally transitionary, whatever would be the correct word to use here. Right, we are essentially kind of sort of ending one arc of the travels with Zine, and we're starting another arc. Very gently, very slowly. We're not jumping straight into Oisers. We still have a moment to spend with Fern, Stark, Frieren, to see how much of a family Frieren and Fern are together, and how Stark slowly but surely joins that family. We know that they care about each other so much. Really nice moments, really nice episode. And the next episode will be certainly the beginning of the arc. The beginning of the Magical School, Magical Academy arc. And it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, assuming Frieren takes part in all the regular happenings. Because the next arc could go two ways. Either Frieren and Fern actually take the exam and they pass it with flying colors and it's whatever, we continue our journey, which I don't think is gonna be the case, judging by the opening. Or one thing for certain, I don't think they will have any sort of trouble passing those exams. So that will not be the main conflict of the arc. It just cannot be the main conflict of the arc. What can be the main conflict of the arc is someone we know, someone we learn to know, someone we learn to know and love, someone we meet in this arc and is also taking the tests, is an underdog. And Frieren and Fern decide to help them. And the conflict will be for the underdog to pass the exams, perhaps all the while being bullied by other people, some fights with fellow students, etc., etc. Because again, I really don't think that in an environment of a magical school, Frieren or Fern would have issues. They might be antisocial a little, sure, absolutely, they probably would be. But when it comes to pure ability, not a chance. Not a chance anybody would try to, I don't know, intimidate Fern. She would just fucking Zolfrak them and that would be it. No chance they would fail any exam, right? So there has to be some other venue for the conflict. I wonder though which direction it will take. Interesting to be rid of Zine this early though. I was really expecting him to stick around for longer. Or at least I really expected the writers of the show to leave at least some string, some venue that we could pursue to meet Zine in the future. Right? Like, for example, leaving a message at Tyr as to where he's gonna go next. Or when he finds his friend, he promises to set up base in the nearest big city and just adventure from there in a certain radius so that, I know, Frieren and the gang arrive there and they can just wait for a week and he eventually comes back to his home base with his friend, right? And they can meet up together again. I really expected for something like that. I really didn't expect this very loose goodbye. Just, I don't want to say severing all strings, but just kind of letting Zine go completely loose. Without anything, any sort of a promise to meet, anything. Just Frieren's see you later. Not what I expected. And it really makes me wonder whether we are going to meet Zine in the future or not. Perhaps in the scope of the source material, we might. I don't think that we will meet him in the scope of this season, though. Actually, I'm pretty sure we're not going to meet him. This was episode 17. We have until episode, 28. Okay, so we have way more episodes than I thought. Yeah, we have still like 11 episodes left. So probably a little bit too many for the Magical School arc. I would expect the Magical School to take 6 episodes tops. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. There's still a lot of time to try to figure it out. I also didn't expect us to arrive at Oysterst this early as in the next episode. I honestly expected the journey to be a little bit longer. But I guess not. And that's also fine. That's also perfectly fine, because I was waiting for this arc. I was waiting for what's going to happen at the Magical Academy. I'm going to have a little bit of a comparison because Ancient Magus Bride also has the Magical Academy arc, while the Season 1 didn't. And, it's going to be a nice comparison. Show that wasn't set at the Magical Academy from the get-go is now set at the Magical Academy. It's interesting, for sure. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me for today though. So maybe you have something more to add on the topic of this episode of Frieren. If so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of it, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord here, also in the description. It's open free to everybody who wants to join. Like this video if you did, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Frieren but also Magia Record, Someone and Peeps, also Dungeon Meshi, Ancient Magus Bride, Shangri-La Frontier, all the other stuff. More shows coming from Winter 2024 season, so stay tuned for that. I also stream sometimes, so click the bell. I took a look recently on stream at shows of Winter 2024, so you might want to check that stream VOD out. Support the channel if you want monetarily, for example, on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube itself via memberships, super thanks, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Net, The Copper Survivor, Zayrainer, Akamaster, Dr. Watt, Mush, UK Alive, Fazal, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to split up with Zine.